would like to ask, how many of you is having your ORCID ID? Active ORCID ID, or you have registered for it, but the information is not yet updated? You can post in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Meenakshi ma'am having the ORCID ID. You can raise the hand also. Those who are having ORCID ID, those who are registered for it, but the profile is not yet maintained. Okay. 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 Geeta ma'am also having the ORCID ID. All right. So I can conclude that out of 83 participants, approximately 4 or 5 participants having the ORCID ID. Okay, perfect. So those who are having the ORCID ID can enrich their profile by adding some more information, and those who don't have, I would suggest you to do hands-on along with me. Okay. So this is the suggestion from my side. Those who having the ORCID ID, try to add minute details or some suggestions from my side. And those who don't have the ORCID ID, no problem at all. I would recommend you to go along with me during the sessions. Okay. So let me share my screen first. Yes, I hope my screen is visible. Yes, I hope my screen is visible. Yes or no? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So the session is on ORCID, and connecting research and researcher is the tagline for ORCID. ORCID की tagline है connecting research and the researchers. So now what is ORCID? कि ORCID है क्या? So ORCID is a global not-for-profit organization, and the organization was incorporated in 2010 in USA, and its services started in the year 2012. The ORCID is the research-centered organization. Since it's a non-profit organization, so it's sustained from the fee that the ORCID receive from the organizational memberships. And ORCID vision is a worldwide where all who participate first in the area of research, second one in the area of scholarship, and those who are engaged in any sort of innovation work are uniquely identified and connected to their contributions across disciplines, borders, and time. So this is the vision of the ORCID. Those who are engaged in the field of research, scholarship, and any sort of innovation work are uniquely identified via this organization. So now, my point is, what this organization do? It's a global organization, no doubt. It's a non-profit organization. What this organization do? So this organization provides a ORCID ID. ये organization एक ORCID ID आपको provide करती है. और अगर मैं इसको बिल्कुल simpler term में put on करूँ, so ORCID ID is just like our आधार number. जैसे हर एक इंडियन सिटीजन्स को एक आधार नंबर इशूड है, दैट इज ऑफ 12 digit, एंड दैट इज यूनिक टू अस. लाइक I, Kajal Mittal, I have a Aadhaar number of 12 digits. So another one, those who, everyone having a unique identity number. So similar with the ORCID. So this is a unique number assigned to the users. कि एक यूनिक नंबर यूजर को असाइन कर दिया गया है कि आपने अगर ORCID पे रजिस्टर कराया है अपने आप को, then you will get a unique number. And this unique number look like this on the screen. This unique ID is of 16 digit, presided by the URI, that is orcid.org. So ORCID provides a ORCID ID, which is a unique, persistent, open digital identifier free of charge. ORCID is not charging any fee for registering or for issuing this ID. And one of the most important feature of ORCID is that it distinguishes you from every other researcher with the same or a similar name to you. So we'll go to the website and see this feature. How is this ORCID distinguished from us, from the other researchers having similar name or exactly the same name. So ORCID again is a unique 16-digit number, persistent, and this is the unique feature. it's an open digital identifier, free of charge, and it distinguishes you from every other researcher. Now look at the 16-digit number. So ORCID ID somewhat look like this. कुछ इस तरीके की दिखेगी आपको ORCID ID, जिसमें हर 4 डिजिट के बाद after every 4 digit there is a hyphen inserted, so that we can memorize it very easily. The motive of adding hyphen is that so we can memorize it very easily. Like the ORCID ID mostly started with the 0000, and after that you have a 00001 and the followed by the ID. So this ID is preceded by the HTTPS. S is added for a security purpose, and orchid.org, and after that you have a 16-digit number that is unique to your identity. Now the 16-digit identifiers are assigned between these range. So you have 2 range. Basically, if we move to the 8th digit, like 1, from 1 5000 hyphen 0007, then you have 3 hyphen 5000 hyphen 0001. So our unique ORCID ID lies in this range. So if you want to check whether the ID is authentic or not, you can go for this range. Clear? Okay. One of the exception, since I told you that this is a 16-digit identifier, unique identifier, it may have the Roman number X, capital X also. इसमें capital X भी हो सकता है. So don't think like कि X आ गया, so this is not the valid ID. This X stands for value 10. ये X किसके लिए stand करता है? This X stands for 10. So this is the valid ID. Don't think like it's not valid. It's a perfectly valid ID. Clear? I hope this point is clear. Next we'll move to the important feature that I told you. Right. If we go to any website, we'll search the person by its first name or the last name or the middle name, if the person is having middle name also. Or if we found 2 or 3 person with the same name, with the same middle name, first and last name, we'll go by the affiliation. Let me look for the affiliation or the field area in which he or she is doing research, by the journals, or by looking at the co-authors. So these all are the identifying factors. But ORCID provide you another feature, like by looking at this ID. Like let's suppose if I search myself Kajal Mittal, so I found n number of Kajal Mittal are there across the world. So how can I look for it? So I look for this ORCID ID. So if you look at this, the third number, this ID belongs to me. So this ORCID ID provides you a unique identification, even if across the world there exists n number of researcher or n number of researcher with the same or similar name. So by using this ID, you can uniquely identify the researcher. Next is it's a digital name identifier, and it persists with you. Even if you change your career, even if you change your workplace, even from anywhere you are getting your funding, even if you change your research area, even if you move to another to different organization, so your ORCID ID will remain same. Okay? Or there is one feature in the ORCID ID that you can add different forms of your name. In ORCID ID, there is an option called adding other names. Like if you are known with different names, like let me take the example of name of our director, sir. So it's Ravi Kumar Gupta, or sir might be known as Ravi Gupta, or sir might be known as Ravi K. Gupta, or R. K. Gupta. So someone having this sort of name also. So you can add all names which are for which you are known. Like आपको के बहुत सारे name है, so you can add that also. That is perfectly fine, and this feature is available in the ORCID ID, so that you can uniquely identify any work in which your name is written over as like Ravi K. Gupta. So this work will also get identified by your ORCID records. Next is ORCID statistics. So as of now, 1,16,66,269 ORCID IDs are registered as of now. So if I'll take the data on 7 June, then we have the live ORCID ID of 1,16,66,269, which is a very huge number. So next is, where should I use this ORCID ID? ये हमें पता चल गया that it's a unique 16-digit number. It's a persistent ID that will remain with us even if we change the organization, even if we change the area also, even if we change the country in which we are residing earlier. So the ID will remain same. So where we'll be using this ID? So first one is, any query? Any doubt? Yes? अभी तक किसी भी point में कोई doubt? No? I'm not getting it. My voice is not clear? I hope my voice is clear. Yes? Please, host will let me know that my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is clear.
Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, so where should I use this ORCID ID? First one is while submitting a manuscript. So while submitting a manuscript, there are most of the researcher who will ask for the ORCID ID. So when you are submitting paper in a Elsevier paper or in Elsevier publisher or any Scopus index journal, they will for sure ask for the ORCID ID. So while submitting your manuscript, you can provide your ORCID ID. While applying for a grant, you can mention your ORCID ID. While setting up the institutional profile page, all these things will do. We'll do hands-on all these factors, how we can add our ORCID ID on our institutional profile page. So how this ORCID ID is helpful for applying for a new job. This ORCID ID will work as a CV for you. So when we'll add all the information, there is an option called print. So if you print the ORCID record, you'll get a record like your CV. So there is no need of paying to someone who is a resume writer, who doesn't know more about how to write a CV. So this will help you in constructing your CV also. So it showcases your contribution in the field of research, in the field of innovation, and it will connect you with your affiliations. So from where you completed your postgrad, from where you completed your doctorate, and in which organization you are currently working or in the past years. So this is very helpful. Next, let us watch a short clip. So in this clip, what you notice that Tom is facing so much problem when he is applying for another job. He has to fill a big long form. When he is applying for a grant, then he has to fill a long form. Then this problem will get solved via this ORCID ID. So if we have a ORCID ID, we can simply provide this ORCID ID to the funder, or we can simply state this ORCID ID in our resume, in our profile, so that the funder or the organization can look for it, that this is the ORCID ID. And there is an option of authentication also. We'll see in the visibility setting, if the information is added by yourself or by any other trusted organization, then it will give an authentic picture that the information is correct or up to the mark. So these all are the benefits of ORCID that a researcher can avail. First one is distinguish you from other researchers, even researchers who share the same name. So this is the important feature. It's reliable and easily connect you with your contributions and affiliation. It will reduce the task of refilling the form. You have to enter the data once and you can reuse it very often. आप उसको कितनी बार भी use कर सकते हैं. It improves recognition and discoverability for you and for your research outputs. It will help you in better recognition or discoverability by connecting with your research works. Or it is interoperable. It works with many institutions, funders, and publishers. So ORCID collaborates with the institutions who are working globally, with the funders who are working globally. And next important feature is it is persistent. Even if you change the organization, even if you change the research area, even if you change the country, this will remain same. Like in our Aadhaar card, if we update any information, if we alter any information, the Aadhaar card number will remain same. Next is ORCID record is yours and it is totally free forever. Since it's a research centered organization, so ORCID ID is free of cost. You don't have to pay a single penny for it. And ORCID record is yours. It means all the ownership, all the privacy issue lies with you. Next is, so wear your ORCID ID with pride on the web and add it to your institutional page profile on your email signature and your other research website profiles. That will see while doing the hands-on. Next is, ORCID is not a profile system. So like in last 3 sessions, we studied the academia. First day was on academia, second day was on SSRN, third day was on ResearchGate. So there is a big difference between all these platforms and the ORCID. There is a difference. Like ORCID is not a content repository. ORCID पे आपको पूरा full text research paper नहीं मिलेंगे. You can link your contribution, you can link your publication with the ORCID ID, but it's not a content repository where you'll search for the research papers. Like I want some papers on the positive side of COVID-19. So I don't find anything on the ORCID. Here I search for the researchers. So it's not a content repository like we have Google Scholar, SSRN, Academia, ResearchGate. So it's not a content repository. यहाँ पर आपको full text abstract नहीं मिलेंगे. Next, it is managed by the researcher plus ORCID community. ORCID community includes trusted parties also. This trusted parties concept we'll discuss. Whereas profile system is managed by the researcher only. ठीक है, दिस गूगल स्कॉलर, SSRN, ये सब सारी चीजें हम सिर्फ रिसर्च स्कॉलर ही अपने अकॉर्डिंग उसमें चीजें ऐड या सब्ट्रैक्ट कर सकता है. बट इन दी ORCID we have option of trusted organization or trusted parties also, which can add or delete some information. ठीक है, and this will look for like in the visibility setting, we'll go for this detailed study of trusted parties. Next is a very important fact. ORCID is not a social media platform. It's not like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's not a profile system. It's not like an online CV system, or nor it's a content repository, but it connects with many other tools that fulfill these functions. तो जो भी आपकी ये सारी वेबसाइट्स हैं जो प्रोफाइल सिस्टम की तरह काम करती हैं, all the website which are working like a social media platform, so all these features are provided by ORCID. In ORCID there is an option of adding other website, other IDs also, in which we can add our Facebook profile, we can add our LinkedIn profile, we can add our ResearchGate profile, SSRN, Academia. So ORCID provide all these functions. Next is most important is the ORCID visibility setting, or we can call it as the privacy setting. Since we are feeding all our personal detail or all our academic details over here, so visibility settings matters the most. So in the ORCID we have 3 visibility settings. First one is everyone can look, everyone can see your profile. Second one is only trusted parties can see your profile. And third one is only me, that is myself, can see my profile. So suggested visibility setting is, from your side, what will be the suggested settings? क्या होनी चाहिए? If we'll go by the purpose, what will be the suggested? Yes, from the participant side. Out of these three visibility settings, which one is the most preferable one? Trusted parties. Okay. Trusted parties one. Okay, Prachi Jindal ma'am said everyone. Only me. Okay, only according to Dolly Rana ma'am, only me. Okay, so from my side, the suggestion would be to go for everyone. Since if we go by only me feature, then it discarded the purpose of creating a ORCID ID. If I limit all the information to myself only, then it discarded this the purpose or objective of creating an ORCID ID. If only I can see this, then there is no point of creating ORCID ID. तो मुझे तो मेरी इन्फॉर्मेशन के बारे में पहले से पता ही है दैट आई काजल मित्तल करंटली वर्किंग एज एट दिस प्लेस, दिस इज माय एजुकेशन. So only me, you can go for only me visibility setting in some particular area. So there is one feature in the ORCID. We can make this visibility setting related to each fact. Like I completed this particular course and I want that this course is only visible to me. Like if I I invited as a resource person at this place, I want that this information is only limited to me. So you can go for this also. And for the trusted parties concept, we'll discuss in detail that what is trusted parties all are. And from my side, the suggestion would be to go for everyone, so that everyone who log into www.orchid.org can see your profile. In case if there is any information which is like more confidential or like that you do not want to show, you can go for only me or you can go for trusted parties also. So we'll discuss each setting one by one. First is everyone. So as the name suggests, information marked as everyone can be viewed by anyone who comes to the website. Okay, so anyone who logins to orchid.org website can see all your information. And the icon for this is this green highlighted, everyone. Next is only me. Private information can only be seen by you and trusted individuals. Trusted individuals will go in the next slide. You have granted access to help administer your ORCID record on your behalf. So in trusted individuals, we can add somebody who can manage my ORCID ID. So just like I add somebody who can run or who can update my ORCID record, so that person will be known as trusted individual. So in the head of only me, only I can see or the trusted individual can see. And this trusted individual necessarily should be the ORCID user. ये एक प्री कंडीशन रहेगी. You can add that individual as a trusted individual who are already registered as an ORCID user. Next is trusted parties. So limited access information can be seen by any trusted parties whom you granted access to your ORCID record. So in trusted parties, we have two. First one is trusted organizations and trusted individuals. And the symbol for this is this key sign. And trusted organization are those organizations to whom you grant permission to read limited access information. Trusted organization में वही organization आएंगी जिनको आपने permission grant की हुई है that you can see my profile, you can edit my profile. And trusted individuals include those ORCID ID holder to whom you delegate the access to add or administer your account to administer the account on your behalf, जिसको आपने access दी हुई. Like I Kajal Mittal give access to so and so person to update my profile on weekly basis or quarter or on fortnightly. So that person is known as trusted individual. The trusted parties will be able to see information that you have set as visible to trusted parties in addition to the information set as visible to everyone. So trusted parties can see the information which are set as like trusted parties. जिन information पे आपने trusted party select किया होगा वो सारी information आपकी trusted parties देख पाएंगे. And along with that, the information on which the visibility setting is everyone, that can also be visible to the trusted parties because it's available to everyone. So trusted parties can also see see the information. Next is ORCID is a opt-in system. Opt-in system, it means you can transfer the access to the trusted individuals also. You can provide the authorization to trusted organization also, and you can record your control on your own. So if we'll go by the everyone and don't give access to any organization or any individual, then I can maintain the record on my own. Or you can explicitly given permission to the ORCID member organization so they can read and update the record on my behalf. So next is this is my ORCID record. And this ORCID record is registered and managed by me, in which I entered my name, email, account related information, biography, education, affiliation, all the research work related activities. If I assign or if I authorize any of the ORCID member organization to access my ORCID record, then this organization can also add and update my activities. So it's now my point is it good or bad that ORCID member organization can also add, delete, or update the activities? What do you think? That it is good or bad? That if I grant permission to some ORCID member organization, then they can add, update the information? Yes. Let me see the chat box. Yes, it is bad. Okay. Yes, it is good. Okay, we'll see when we create the ID, we'll see there is a option called source. The information is added by whom? कि किसने ये information आपके profile पे add किया? Whether the information is added by yourself or by some other member organization. So the conclusion is that if the information is added by ORCID member organization, then it's a very good thing. Like it gives a reliability, it's give a authentication that this thing is happened. And the ORCID member organization includes कौन होंगी ORCID की member organizations? They are generally the publishers, they are generally the funders, since this organization is running at global level. So all the publishers, all the funders are the major members of the ORCID. So it is very good if the member organization add and update in your profile. So if the information is updated by any of the member organization or any of the trusted organization, then source will show you this, that this information is added by this publisher or by this university. So आपको ये चीज यहाँ पर दिखेगी, and that this will give the like those who visit your profile, this will give you a good picture that the source is adding the information. It means this is the authentic information that this in the employment faculty affairs at the University of Colorado says that yes, this person is working in our university. Then it's a good thing if member organization update, add something in our profile. Next is ORCID membership. This ORCID membership is only for the organization. If any individual researcher looking for the ORCID membership, then we have the option of ORCID ID. So researcher, since this organization is researcher centered, so researcher are the heart of everything ORCID does and will have access to the features for free. And there are currently 1246 ORCID member organization, 1246 ORCID member organization, out of which only one are from India, that is IIT Bombay, and maximum 259 organizations are from USA, which are registered as ORCID member organization. From India, we have only one, that is IIT Bombay, which is the member organization. And maximum organizations are from United States, since this ORCID ID started or by the USA, by somebody who is in USA. So maximum organizations are from USA. So these all are about the basics of the ORCID. Now we'll dive to the website. So I'll suggest everybody to do the hands-on along with me. So we'll go to the, in the URL type www.orchid.org. Yes, any doubt? Anything you want to ask? Yes, anything? Anything anybody want to ask regarding the ORCIDs? Okay, so go to www.orchid.org and on the top right corner, there is an option called sign in / register. So click on register and you'll get this page, and after that click on this register now. So if I'll click on this register now, we have 3 steps. First one is personal data, second one is security and notification, and third one is about the visibility and terms. So first I'll add my first name. Last name is optional, so Kajal Mittal, and my primary email ID is kajal.mittal@faculty.names.ac.in. So confirm your primary email ID. I am copying it. It's not working. So I have to type my ID manually. names.ac.in. Next is additional email. If you want to give your additional email ID, that is totally optional. I'm selecting my primary email ID only. So go to next option. Now this window will appear and it is saying, is this Kajal Mittal? Are you this Kajal Mittal? This. So if any record belongs to you, you can select that also. And if not, then you can click on none of these are me and continue with the registration. Those who are registering for the first time, they must not be having the ORCID ID. So go for none of these are me and continue with the registration process. And then this will ask for the password. Now I am selecting password must be of 8 or more character. It must have 1 letter or 1 symbol and 1 number. So I am adding. So it fulfill all the 3 conditions. It has 8 or more character, 1 letter or 1 symbol, 1 number also. So if all the condition got fulfilled, then you'll get a right sign over here. And I am confirming my password. Yes. Now notification sending. Please send me quarterly emails about new ORCID features and tips. If you select this, then later on in the account settings, we can uncheck this also. So for the time being, I am selecting it as yes, please send me the quarterly emails. Go to next option. Now this is the visibility option. So as we see in the slides, there are 3 visibility options and it is showing statistics also, like 87% of the users choose this everyone option. Only 5% of the users choose this trusted organization options, and 8% of the users choose only me. So here I am selecting everyone and click on this term of use, and then I am not a robot and click on register. Yes. So I hope everybody, those who are doing hands-on with me, can get this page. All right. Now, this is the page for which we on this page, we'll be working for next 30-40 minutes. So if we go by the left-hand side, so agar left-hand side pe main dekhu, then we have the option of this, my name, then my unique ORCID ID is given, and by chance, this ID shows a, yes, X Yes, this ID shows a X that we studied as exception. So this is a valid ID. Yes, this is a valid ID having X, capital X. Yes or no? Like you can reply in the chat box. Is it valid or not? Yes, this is a valid ID because this X represents the numeral 10. So we'll work one by one. First is we'll click on this edit my version. So if I'll click on this edit my version, then I have my first name, last name, which I used while signing up. But I want that my published name should be like Professor Dr. Kajal Mittal. Since we cannot use the salutation in the signing up process, but we want that our name appear with our salutation. So let's suppose I want my name to be appear as Professor Dr. Kajal Mittal. So in the published name, you can enter this thing and click on Save Changes. And see now the published name got changed to Professor Dr. Kajal Mittal. So I'm changing it to with my right salutation, that is Miss Kajal Mittal. And don't forget to hit the Save Changes button. Now this thing is also showing me visibility setting. Like you want to show your publishing name to everyone, to trusted parties only, or this published name is restricted to myself, that is only me. So I am selecting everyone and click on Save Changes. So name should be visible to everyone. Agar name hi nahi visible hoga, so then it's a problematic thing. This is the ORCID ID, and we'll be using this ORCID ID in while to add this ID in the email signature, or to add this ID in the other research website profile. So we'll use the same ID. So we'll start with this first. We'll go to also known as. In this also known as, our verification mail is sent to me. So first I'll verify. In order to add all the information, I have to verify. So I'll go to my email ID. Yes, this is the welcome mail. So I'll click on this verify my email address. Yes, now my email address got verified, and I landed on the same website. So I am crossing this one and using this one. Yes. Now next is also known as. So in this tab, we can add all the names for which we are known for. Like I also, in some places, my name is written as Mittal Kajal, or you can click on this add button and add all the names. Like at some places I mention as K. Mittal, or at some places you can write in. This feature is more useful in case of person who is having middle name also. Like I took the example of our director surname, like Ravi Kumar Gupta. So someone write it as Ravi K. Gupta. Someone write it as R. K. Gupta. Someone write it as like R. Ravi K. R. Gupta. So some, like I mentioned here, Ravi. So somewhat like Kumar as KR. So you can add all those names also. By clicking on this plus button, you can add all the names. So click on Save Changes and all the names will be shown over here. ये जो भी आपके names, जो भी बहुत सारे research journals आपके नाम को मित्तल काजल की तरह लिखते हैं, and other organization, if you are known for some other name, you can add that also. Next is click on this country and select your country. I'm selecting India. So select India and Save Changes. Next is some keywords. So keyword is nothing but your research area. So I am writing my research area is commerce, finance, banking. So you can simply click on this add button and add the n number of areas. There is no restriction. Like you can add 3 or 4. So similarly, I can add all my interest areas and click on Save Changes. Now, if I'll again go to this, there is an option for visibility settings for each and every information that I added. Like you don't want to show international business as your area, so you can restrict it to only me. So you can do that also. So you can make the visibility settings, change the visibility settings for each and every additional information that you added to your ORCID record. So I'm clicking on Save Changes. Next is your websites and social links. So we'll work on this. So first of all, like I am currently working in the organization name, so I want to add my institutional profile over here. So what I'll do is I'll enter MAMES, that is Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies, and I'll try to copy paste the URL. Wait. So this is the website designed by Praveen sir. So I am pasting the link of my profile. So here is the link, copy heading link. I am copying it and pasting it in my profile. So here is the URL and I am pasting it here. So hit the Save Changes button. Now, if I'll simply click on this MAMES, I'll move to this website. Now, the benefit of adding this URL is that this information now got authenticated that I am working in the Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Study in the Commerce Department with this qualification, with this much experience with in this specialization area. So it is very useful to add the URL or to connect with the other websites also. So next is, let me add my another profile. So click on add button and click for another profile. Let me start with my ResearchGate profile. So ResearchGate and go for the URL. So here is the ResearchGate. I put it here. This is disturbing. So in the ResearchGate, I'll log in. I already created my account. kajal.names@gmail.com. So you can log into your ResearchGate account. There might be some error. Just a second. So I'll show you my earlier profile. Somehow I'm not able to log into ResearchGate. Okay, sorry. I use my another email ID. I'm so sorry. I use my, since there is a feature for the institutional email ID, so I use my institutional email ID, that is mames.ac.in. Yes, now I'm. So this is my profile. I'll go to my profile option, and if I'll click on my profile, then this URL shows my name also. If you are noticing that researchgate.net/profile/Kajal Mittal. So what you have to do is simply copy this URL and add over here. And I'll click on Save Changes. This is creating problem. Let me put it here. So Save Changes. So now, if I click on this ResearchGate, I'll end up to my profile. So I hope this point is clear till the point. If you have any doubt, you can ask in the chat box. Now, I simultaneously want to add my ORCID ID in the ResearchGate account also. If I am linking this the other website account with the ORCID, now I want that my ORCID ID is also got updated in the ResearchGate account. So where I can add my ORCID ID, we'll go to this third tab, Experience, and there is an option of adding the ORCID ID. Like if go to Experience and scroll, there is an option like here, your ORCID ID. You can add the membership and other information. So I'll click on this ORCID ID. Now, a point to be noted here is, this is my ORCID ID. If I copy this and paste it over here, so it will show it's not a valid ORCID ID, since because it consider only these 16 digits. So remove the URI part, that is uniform resource identifier. So now it will accept it means the ResearchGate will accept only the 16 digits. That's it. So click on Save button. So ORCID ID is now added to my ResearchGate profile. And if you want that your ORCID ID will be visible on your in the profile page itself, so you'll click on add your current activity and you can paste your ORCID ID over here also. So like I'll add this ORCID ID in the main page of my profile, so that if anybody who wants to look for other information, then go for looking up my ORCID ID also. So simultaneously ORCID record में हमने ResearchGate के IDs को add कर दिया और ResearchGate में will update the ORCID ID. और ORCID ID को update करने का there is a tab called Experience, and in Experience there is an option of adding the ORCID ID. So next move to the next website that we learn through this FDP is Academia. So we'll go by academia.edu. And I'll log into Academia also. So here is the login page of Academia. Yes, login. So I'll click on Never. I'll go to View Profile. So here is my profile. Again, if you go look at the URL, then in the URL, my name is there, Kajal Mittal. So I simply copy this URL and add it here. Click on Save Changes. Similarly, if I want to add or update my ORCID record, since it is already updated, first of all, I delete this. So edit. So how you can update your ORCID ID? Click on Edit option and click on this Social Profiles. There's a fifth option called Social Profiles. Click on this. So I'm deleting my already added ORCID ID and click on Add Social Profile. And from this drop down, select ORCID. So I'm selecting ORCID and pasting my, sorry, ORCID ID is not good. So copy and paste it over here. So it is saying it's right. So I'm clicking on click this option, and now my ORCID ID got added to my Academia profile also. Okay, so simultaneously we are adding both the things. Like in my ORCID record, I am adding the Academia profile. In Academia profile, I am adding my ORCID ID. Clear? Okay. So next we'll go for the SSRN. So I am adding SSRN. So log into first SSRN. I'm adding sign in. Never. So I'm going to my accounts section. Now this is showing up author ID, and this author ID is visible on this URL also. So this is unique to me. So what I'll do is I just copy it and So I add SSRN over here, SSRN, and copying, pasting the URL over here and click on save changes. Now similarly, I update the ORCID ID in my SSRN account also. And let me remove this, already added ORCID ID. So how you can connect your ORCID ID with your SSRN database? So click on my account and after that go to option. There is an option called ORCID. Connect to your ORCID record. So if I'll click on this ORCID record option, so this page will appear. Now it will asking for authorize access. And the authorize access is for get your ORCID ID. SSRN e-library has asked for the following access to your ORCID record, that SSRN e-library will use your ORCID ID or get your ORCID ID, not the other stuff. So I am authorizing the access. And now my ORCID ID will be added in the SSRN account also. So now I am closing all the tab and showing you the added, or you can add the LinkedIn profile also. So you can simply type LinkedIn and add your LinkedIn profile also. And now if you want to highlight any, if you want to hide, or if you want to change the visibility setting for any of the ResearchGate profile like SSRN, Academia, ResearchGate, you can change the visibility setting from here also. If you want to delete any information, you can click on this delete button. And if you want that, like if you want your this ResearchGate ID should be, your SSRN ID should be above ResearchGate. So there is an option of moving up and moving down. So if I want that SSRN ID should be on top, so I'll click on move up. If I again want this on the top, so I'll click on move up. So similarly, you can use this feature also. Now, if I'll click on this names, so it will land me up to my institutional profile page. If I'll click on SSRN, so it will land me up to my page that is having author ID. If I'll click on ResearchGate, so it will land me up on my research profile. If I'll click on EDU, it will land up to me on the Academia page. So in this way, you can add all your websites, all your account in the ORCID record also. Now, next is a other identifier option. This other identifier option is more valid when we go for this works tab. So when we'll go to this work tab, then this option is more valid. Now, we'll add this ORCID ID in our email signature. So what we'll do is we'll just copy this. Till the time, any doubt? Yes? If you have any doubt in any of these steps, ask in the chat box. Any doubt? Okay. Till the time, if you have any doubt, you can ask. So how I can add this email, ORCID ID to my email signature? What you can do is you can simply click on this setting button, go to see all settings, and in the journal setting, if you scroll, there is a option called signature. So here it is. In the journal setting, there is an option of signature. My signature is already created. So I just want to add the ORCID ID. This is my signature. Best regards, Kajal Mittal. And here is the my designation, department, and the institution name. I just want to add the ORCID ID. So I'll simply click on this, press enter, and Control+V. Now this ORCID ID is also added to my record. I can change the font size type. And this ORCID ID is added. I can simply click on save changes and see. In the compose message, we can see the signature. Like here is the option of insert signature. So if I click on this Kajal Mittal as my signature name, now this ORCID ID is visible. Clear? So you can add your ORCID ID to your email signature also. And this will give publicity to your account that you have a ORCID account, which is very well updated. Next is there is an option called view public version. This means how your ORCID record will look to the public, how your profile will look like. So if anybody is go through your through your ORCID ID, then it will somewhat look like this. अभी हमने बाकी सारी information, we not yet added the employment, educational qualification, invited position and distinction. So this thing is not yet visible. All the things that we added, like our other name, websites, country, keywords, is perfectly visible over here. Like if I want to change the setting, like if you notice that this SSRN and ResearchGate is visible. If I'll click it to, if I'll change the visibility settings to only me, let me do this and show you. Like I want to hide my SSRN profile, or let me hide my ResearchGate profile and the academia profile also, and clicking on save changes and go to view public version. So if I'll see the public version, now in this, if you see that ResearchGate and academia profile is not visible because it is set on as only me. I can see the profile. So in the this public version, you can see how your profile will look like to the public, those who log into those who want to see your profile. So in this way, you can see the public version of your profile also, okay, how your ID will look like. Next, there is an option of get a QR code for your ID. कि आप अपनी ID के लिए QR code भी ले सकते हैं. Like click to download your QR code. Now my QR code will get downloaded, and where I can use this QR code, I can use this QR code on the posters. I can use this QR code in my email signature, or like I show you in my first slide, having my introduction. I also added this QR code and added my ORCID ID also. It's totally up to you. So via the QR code reader, we can simply move to the ORCID profile. So you can add this QR code in your email signature, in any poster, in any certificate that you want. So this QR code is also beneficial. Next is public record print view. Now this is the option. Like I told you that this ORCID profile will work as your CV. So if I click on this public record print view, then my ID will look like this with name suggested, also known as website, country. If I'll add more information about employment, educational qualification, then it will look better. So this will work as my CV also. Like if any organization go for my ORCID record and want a paperwork or want it on a paper, so they can take the printout of this. So this facility is also available. I hope now the left corner of the ORCID is clear to you with how we can add, how we can get the QR code, how we can see the public version, how we can add other names, keywords that shows our research area, the websites, and other IDs are relevant when we'll move to this box tab. And in the biography, we can add about ourselves. Like I want to add that currently working as assistant professor and keen researcher in the area of commerce and finance. Yeah. So in this way, you can add the information, and there is option of visibility setting also. You can make it everyone, trusted parties, only me, and click on save changes. Now move to the employment tab, add employment. Like I am clicking on this add employment. And in the organization, I am adding Maharaja. Now ORCID will show you some suggestions, will show you some organizations. Like it is showing Maharaja Agrasen University. This also the part of our mate society. And it is showing me, if I'll add Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies, So our name is not yet there, but our sister institution name is there, Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Technology. But our name is there. If in case you find, if you don't find the name of your organization, then there is no problem. The benefit of having this, the name of your institution in the database, that it will by default take the name, state, city, country. So if it is not there, then there is no problem. You can manually add Maharaja, the name of your institution, just like I added Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies. And in state, I am adding Delhi. In city, I am adding Delhi. In state, I am adding New Delhi. And in country, I am selecting India. So the organization, city and country are the required portions. State, department, role, URL is the we can call it as like optional. If you want, you can add, otherwise you can leave. So I'm working in commerce department. So I'm adding commerce, and in the role I'm adding assistant professor. And in URL, I am mentioning my college website, that is www.names.ac.in. And the date when I started working in this organization, you can add that also. And if you are currently working in the same organization, then you can leave this end date blank. Okay, if currently employed in the same organization, leave this end date and click to add list. Okay, so I added my recent employment. Let me show you one more employment, that is my past employment. Let me add Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies. So here it is available. So I'm clicking on Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies. Now, as I click on Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies, the display city, the display state, display countries already automatically got the details. So there also I worked in the commerce department. So I am adding commerce, and the role that I played is assistant professor. And URL is www. So I am adding the dias.ac.in, and start and end date you can mention. It's totally up to you. Now my point is, if you don't want to show this employment, like most of us started with the very from the institution that is not yet popular. So it's totally up to you if you want to make it everyone, if you want to make it trusted parties only, if you want to make it only me, and click on add title. So my both the employment, Delhi Institute of Advanced Studies are visible, and Maharaja Agrasen Institute. Now there is an option of sort. Like I want the start to end, I want from the end. Now I want as per the title, like alphabetically order में A, B, C में. So it's up to you. So I'm selecting start. Now there is a next tab called education and qualification. Till the time, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Let me see the chat box. Okay, Google signature step, yes. Okay, I'll repeat it again, no issues. Yes, Tijender sir, I am repeating it again. Sorry for the late seeing the message. Yes, you can simply click on this go to setting options. In the journal setting, there is a step called signature. If you scroll down, there is a step called signature. And in this signature, I'll show you how you can add the signature. So I am deleting this signature and adding it from the very scratch. So click on this create new option, and I am adding my signature name as Kajal Mittal. The logic of adding this name will tell you. Like if you are using the same ID for the professional purpose also, and if you are using the same ID for your personal purpose also. So you may add two signature also. So I am adding this as Kajal Mittal and click on create option. And now I can add the information over here also. Like I want best regards Kajal Mittal, assistant professor, mails. So you can add this, and simply you can paste your ORCID ID also. So I am copying my ORCID ID from here, copy, and simply pasting it over here and click on this Save Changes button. So I'm clicking on the Save Changes button. Now move to the Compose. And if you'll click on this Kajal Mittal, your signature will be added to the message. All right. So I'm discarding it. Any other doubt? Any other doubt? Okay, okay, sir. So next, employment tab is done. Next, we move to the education and qualification. Now, there is a difference in the education and qualification part. In the education, we'll add the undergrad or the graduation degree, post-grad degree, or the doctorate degree. But in qualification, we'll be adding the professional qualification or the vocational courses or the certification courses and the training programs. So in education, we are adding all the academic qualifications, and in this add qualification tab, we'll be adding the professional qualification, like someone who is CA, CS, CMA, ICWA or CFA. So you can add your professional or any sort of course that you did, any sort of vocational course that you completed, you can add this also. Now, let me take you back to the employment tab. There is a option of this drop down. If I'll click on this drop down, then it will show me the website or when the information was added, when I modified it. And there is an option called source. It means this information is added by me. If this information is added by my institution, like in the source, if Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies mentioned, then it will give a good picture that the institution itself confirmed that I am working here only. So it's very good if the source is from in this, we have the option of Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies. If source is also Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies, then it will give a good picture that the information is very well authentic. So source means who added this information. If we provide access to the trusted parties also, then trusted parties can also add the information. So it will show me the source who add this information. Let me add one education over here. So click on add education, organization, city and country is compulsory. So I am adding my master's degree. So I did my master's from Delhi School of Economics. So let me search. Yes, University of Delhi, Delhi School of Economics is there in the database. So University of Delhi, Delhi School of Economics, it will automatically take the city, state and the country. And I registered in the commerce department. So I am adding commerce. My degree is MCom with finance as my specialization. So I am adding MCom finance. And the URL I can search in the Google, Department of Commerce. And this thing you also have to do in order to make your information more credible. So here is the website of department. So I am copying the information, the URL. So this is the URL, copy, and let me paste it here. So start date is the session started in the month June, in the July or August. So I am randomly selecting the date. And if you are currently pursuing any education or any degree, then you can leave this and date as blank and click on add to list. So in education, you can add your pursuing degree also, like I can enter my any sort of diploma that I am doing, any sort of master degree that I am pursuing. So you can add that also. Let me add one more education. Education. So let me add the running education, like I am doing PhD from IGNOU. So Indira Gandhi National Open. Yes, it shows me. So this display city is already added. My PhD is in commerce. So the degree is PhD. URL is www.ignu.ac.in. So start date you can mention, and so let me mention my start date randomly, which is now 2008. So you can add your start date, and click on, since my PhD is not yet completed, so I am not adding the end date. So I'm selecting the date, and end date, I'm leaving the end date as blank, and click on add to list. Next is your add qualification. So from my side, suggestion in qualification, you can add your courses that you did on Swayam platform or on NAPTAL or any of the Arpit course that you did. So you can add that also. But in this, you might not find the name of all the organization, because due to lockdown, we are doing so many online courses also. Like I did one course from Coursera. So might be this name is not there, but you can add it, and you can add the city as Delhi or leave the state and the country as blank. There is no issue. So in the qualification, you can add your about the NEPTEL, SWAYAM, ARPIT courses, or any of the professional course, any of the certificate or any of the training program that you did. You can add that also. Clear? Now next one is this. In education, we'll add the undergraduate degree, graduate degree, postgrad, and the doctorate. And in qualification, we'll add the professional qualification, any sort of certification courses, any sort of training program, any sort of vocational courses. Clear? Next is invited positions and distinctions. So if you receive any award, any prize, any sort of distinction, then you can add in the add distinction tab. And if you are invited as a resource person or in any organization for as a guest lecturer, so you can add in the add position also. So let me add one invited position in order to show you. Like I'm adding Maharaja Agrasen about this, the same FDP that I am giving lecture as a resource person. Maharaja Agrasen Institute. So I'm adding Maharaja Agrasen Institute of Management Studies. It is Delhi. Let me remove this and again add it. Or let me simply write names due to paucity of time. So in city, I'm adding Delhi. In state, I'm adding Delhi. In this, I'm adding commerce. It is totally optional. If you don't want to write, you can leave it. In the role, I am adding as resource person. Now, this URL part is important. What I want to show is in URL, what you have to add is, like if I go to MEMS website, so www.mems.ac.in. If I'll go to this MEMS website, in the upcoming event, so there's an option like these all are lined up events. We have one more conference also. So those who are interested can look for this also. Like in this, there is an option of 1 week EFDP. So if I'll click on this, so this poster will appear. Now I am copying this URL and pasting it in my profile and mentioning all the details about the FDP. Like it started on 2nd of June, ended on 8th of June. So after adding all the information, I'll click on this add to list option. Now the benefit of adding this URL is, if I'll click on this detail option and go to this URL, then it gives a confirmation while showing this. Here is my name, that Miss Kajal Mittal is the resource person in this FDP from this date to this date. So it is my suggestion to everybody, if you are invited as a resource person, if you are invited as a guest lecturer for a particular topic, then try to add the URL, because in nowadays we have the posters, we have the notices, brochure for the event. So you can simply go for the URL and you can simply go to the website. Like if you delivered a lecture at some place, then there must be in the archive, there must be the notice, or like on the public platform, there must be some information about your lecture, about the FDP, about the conference. So go for the URL, then it will give you a good picture that you are actually invited as the resource person. And because anybody can enter the information that he or she is invited as the resource person. So this will give a edge, or will give a good image, will leave a good image. So in the invited position and distinction, you can add this feature. Membership and services. In the membership, if you are the member of any society, organization, any commerce society, or in your area, you can add that also. In the funding, if you are receiving any grant or award from any of the funding agency, you can add funding also. Similar, if I'll click on add service, the screen will remain same. The information with the star marked is compulsorily, and rest is totally optional. So again, I would suggest you to go for the URL in order to make your information authentic. If you are awarded with some award, or if your name is there in any of the membership list, so go for that URL and paste it there in order to make your work more authentic. Clear? Yes. Any doubt? And in any point? Then we are left with only works tab. So let me see the screen, the chat box. Any doubt in any of the point? Then we'll simply land up to the last tab, that is works, which is very, very important. Any doubt in any of the point? Yes? Okay, you can later on also ask if you face any difficulty. Okay. So चलो अब इससे पहले अब public version देखते हैं पहले कैसा दिखेगा. Since we added 2-3 information, then we'll go for public version. How our public version will look like. So this is the public version, that if anybody opens my profile, then my profile will look like this way. Employment to education and qualification detail, invited position. So this is my profile, which is visible to everyone in this format. And next we'll look for the public record print view. If any of the funder, any of the organization take its print out, then how it will look like. So it's somewhat look like the like our CV, in which we have employment. There is a line, then educational qualification in a very good format. So this is the CV version, or this is the public version. How people will look at. So this is the public version. I'm crossing it. And there is an option of deactivating the ID also. We can, like in Facebook, we cannot delete the our account. Similarly, in ORCID, we can deactivate the account, but we can't delete the ORCID account. ORCID account ko hum delete nahi kar sakte, but we can deactivate it. So we'll learn in the next session, in the next couple of minutes. We'll be seeing how we can deactivate and again reactivate the ID. So next is this works tab. This works tab captures your research output, that is your research publication, your conference presentation, your data sets, and other information. So if I click on this add works tab, there is a 5-6 option. First is search and link, add from the archive ID, add from the DOI, add using your PubMed ID, import BibTeX file, or you can add the information manually. So first I am starting with add the information manually. So pick this option only when you want to add something which is only if you want to add the publication work which is not yet published. Or there is an option of adding publication, there is an option of adding conference, there is an option of adding intellectual property. So if you have publication, then go for other option. That will be seeing how we can add using DOI, how we can add using importing BibTeX file. So go for manual option in case when you want to go for conference, intellectual property, and other things. So if I'll select conference, there is an option called conference. You want to add your conference abstract, you want to add your conference paper, or if you want to add any conference poster. So in this way, you can I want to add my conference paper. So you can mention the title of your paper. If there is any subtitle, you can mention that also. If in any of the journal your conference paper is published, you can add the journal title also. This is totally optional. Subtitle is not there. You can leave it blank. Journal title is not there, since it's if this conference paper is unpublished, you can leave it. You can leave the publication date also. You can leave the citation also. You can leave this work identifier part also. Here we are going for the manual adding, but if we'll go for other option, then these option will, then all these field will automatically be filled. हम जैसे ही और सारे आर्काइव आईडी डीओआई के ऑप्शन पे जाएंगे, then all this information will automatically filled up. So if we go manually, then we can add the conference paper or the conference, any information that any URL you want to add, and the language used in the form, country of publication. So you can go for manual. Adding the work manually is the least preferred option. So in case you want to add your intellectual property which is not yet published, patent, license, copyright, trademark, disclosure, so you can add this. You want to publish your conference poster, then only go for add manual option. Otherwise look for these options. Okay? So I'm going import bibtex. Now this bibtex file is nothing but the bibliography file. So the references file, and the extension of this file is .bib. So you can create this bib file using LaTeX or the Mendeley software, which is a referencing software. So you can create bib file. Let me show you one way of getting the bibtex file. Through Google Scholar, we can easily get the bib file for my paper. So I'm going to Google Scholar. So click on Google Scholar and I am writing the name of my paper. So let me search. Here is my paper. So if I'll click on this option, cite, then there is an option of bibtex. If I'll click on this bibtex, then this citation in the format of bibtex will appear on my site. And I'll click on Ctrl+S and I'll save this file on the desktop. So I'll save this file on the desktop as my citation. So I'll click on save option. Execute. So I'm adding this in my bib file. I'm naming it as bib file. Save. Now my bib file will got saved, and try to add my work using this bib file. Yes, any doubt in creating this bib file using Google Scholar? So you can create this using this Google Scholar. Now I want to add my work using this bibtex file. So I'll click on choose file option and I'll go to ORCID, and there is a bib file. So I'm clicking in here, clicking it bib file and click on open and wait for the, now it will automatically take all my information, that this is the article, this is the other information. So if I'll click on this, all the information will be there. And if I'll click on this added option, no, I don't want to delete it, I want to edit it. So the जो भी information है, that will automatically taken up by the software. इन्होंने अपने आप ही this using bibtex file, the information will automatically added about the DOI, about the publication date. So you can simply add using this way also. Now using add DOI. So this PubMed ID is meant for those who are in the field of medical science. So this PubMed ID उन लोगों के पास होगी जो medical field में है और जिनको medical field से related data चाहिए होता. So this PubMed is the database for the research papers in the field of biological science or in the medicinal science. So the PubMed ID can be used by that. So if I'll click on this PubMed ID, so you can mention your PubMed ID and click on retrieve work details, and it will automatically take the details. Next is add works and add work by DOI. DOI is digital unique digital object identifier. आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारे रिसर्च पेपर्स को एक यूनिक DOI असाइन होता है. So we can simply, let me search for a paper and go for its DOI. Let me search ResearchGate and get the DOI of a paper. So if I'll click on ResearchGate and let me take DOI of any of the paper. So let me search one of my colleagues and take DOI of his paper. Research. No more. DOI's details. Can't find the DOI over here. Look for the. So here is the DOI. If I copy it and paste it here and click on retrieve work details, so it will automatically take. This is the publication, this is the journal article, this is the title of my paper, and in the journal in which it published, in the name of the journal, the publication date, the citation type, or the other identifier type like DOI and the identifier value, it will automatically take all the details. So it is preferable. So instead of adding your work manually, you can go for all these major, like you can add using BibTeX file, you can add using PubMed ID, you can add by using your DOI. Next is you can add using your archive ID also. Archive ID is also a database of the research paper in the field of computer science, in the field of electrical engineering, in the field of mathematics. So it's totally up to you. जहां पर भी आपके research work stated हो, आप वहां से add कर सकते हैं. Next is research and link. This is the most preferred one. ये सबसे ज्यादा preferred one होगा. In this add works, if I'll go by search and link tab, then there is a list of 18 to 19 ORCID member organizations. Since ORCID works with our member organization, to make it easy to connect your ORCID ID and link your information in their records. So I am adding, let me take cross-ref metadata search, which is the highest, or we can call it as the largest database that assign DOI to the research papers, this cross-ref metadata search. And in this, we have a lot of database like Arithis for Chinese. Then this base is meant for the country Germany. Similarly, we have so many. So let me go for ORCID. Let me go for this cross-ref metadata search. And now it is asking for authorized access. This is important. Now in the authorized access, it add and update my research activities. If I give authorized access, then cross-ref metadata search can update my research activities like work affiliation, or it can read all the information which are set, whose visibility setting are set as trusted organization. So ये दोनों access इस organization को मिल जाएगी if I'll click on this authorized access, and I am clicking on authorized access, and automatically it show Kajal Mittal on the search tab, and I'll click on this search option. Now there is an option called add to ORCID. So if I'll click on this work will, are you sure you want to add this work to your ORCID account? If I'll click on yes, then it will be added to my ORCID account. Since this work doesn't belongs to me, so I am not clicking on yes. If I'll click on yes, then it, if by chance, by mistaken, you click on yes, then there is an option of deleting the work later on. Like if I'll click on yes, and I'll see my, let me refresh it and see the work, and I'll later on delete this work. Yes, now this work got added, conservative management, and it will automatically take all the details. So in this way, you can add also. Let me delete. So how you can delete? You can click on this delete button, and there is an option that please confirm deletion of work, and I want to delete it. So I can delete it from here also. And here also you can click on not visible. So if you can click on this not visible and remove your work, so it will also get removed. So by clicking on cross meta ref, you can search your name and simply click on add to ORCID, and this work will get added to your works tab. So with this, the search and link tab is now completed. And now I want to take you to the account setting part. So there's an option called inbox also. This inbox show all the mails. And basically in this, in the inbox option, you'll get update about what all information are updated by the trusted parties. So आपको यहाँ पर नोटिफिकेशन में वो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी कि आपके ट्रस्टेड ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने, ट्रस्टेड पार्टीज ने आपके आईडी में क्या चेंजेस किए. So by using, and this information will also send to your registered email ID also. So on your registered email ID, you'll get the same message here also and in your registered email ID also. So in the inbox, you'll get update about the information added by the trusted parties. And next, there is an option called account settings. So in the account settings, there is an option of email and notification preferences. So in the email, I have this primary ID, and in the account and record information, you can change the settings like items added or edited in my record should be sent on weekly basis. You can click on immediately also. And if you want to uncheck this box, like you do not want any update from the ORCID regarding its features and tips, now you can uncheck this box. So while registering for the ORCID ID, I click on this. So now I can opt out. I can uncheck this box also. If you do not want unnecessary emails, so you can uncheck this also. Language display preferences is English. If you want to change it to any other language, you can. If you move to some other country and if you want to change the language, you can change. In the password, you can change the password also by entering old password, new password, and by confirming the new password. And don't forget to click the Save Changes button. Next is your visibility preference. At the time of registration, we selected everyone. Now you can select for trusted parties and only me. This visibility preference is for the entire ORCID record, not for a specific information. Next is deactivate your account. There is one major drawback of deactivating the account. If I deactivate this account and reactivate it, then all of my information will got deleted. Just a second. Why there was no DOI in that paper you have previously opened? Might be that paper is not published in any of the journal. Yes. So if I deactivate my account and reactivate it further, yes. So I'm talking about deactivate. If I deactivate my ORCID account and reactivate it after some time or after days, then all my feed information will got deleted. This is the drawback. Let me show you how you can deactivate your account. You can click on deactivate my ORCID account. Then a deactivation mail will be sent to your email ID. So let me go to my email ID. Here it is. So it is asking for the confirmation that you want to deactivate your account. Then click on this. Yes, you have asked us to deactivate your record, and I'm clicking on this. Yes, I want to deactivate. So click on second link that please click on this following link to complete the deactivation process. So I'll click on this the second option. I'll again click on the second option. For the deactivation process, it is again asking for sign in. Now you can sign in using your 16-digit ORCID ID also, or you can sign in using your email ID also. So I'm using my email ID. Yes. A deactivated ORCID record is associated with this email address. To reactivate your ORCID record, please enter your email address and submit the form to restart the reactivate process. Now this ORCID record will got deactivated. Now if I'll click on this, then now this is showing that giver names deactivated and no public information is available. I hope my point is clear. Any doubt? And yes, any doubt? Let me see the chat box. Okay. So this account got deactivated. Now I want to reactivate my account. So how can I reactivate my account? So what we can do is I can click on this forget password option. Let me start from the scratch, like www.orchid.org. And now I want to reactivate my account. So I'll click on the sign in and register and click on this forget your password and mention your earlier registered email ID. So I am mentioning my earlier ID, kajalmittal.mains, kajalmittal.faculty. So recover account details. Now it again send me a message, email regarding the reactivating. Now I receive a reactivate. So click on this link to complete the reactivation process. Now it again asking me about my first name, last name, and other information. So I hope this point is clear. Yes. So with this, we completed most of the tabs and most of the things. If you have any query, you can ask, because we are completed with the most of the part. If you have any query, you can ask. Yes, any queries? No doubts? All right. Okay, perfectly fine. So a very big thanks for being the active audience, and thank you so much. So over to you, Sthiti and Anshu.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your precious thoughts with us. That was indeed an extremely informative oration. We are really grateful to have you here with us. The feedback cum assessment form is shared in the chat box. You're all requested to kindly fill it. Now, I request Dr. Umesh Pathak, Associate Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, to give away a vote of thanks and the closing remarks for the successful completion of this wonderful session. Dr. Umesh Pathak is a postgraduate and PhD University, Varanasi. Apart qualified UGC NET in both philosophy and mass communication. He has also done film appreciation course from Film and Television Institute of India, Pune, and Vani certificate by AIR, Prasar Bharati, India. He is having 15 years experience in radio industry and academics. He is having wide experience of radio program production and was associated with All India Radio and private FM radio as both presenter and programmer. He has also impaneled as consultant in radio division of Electronic Media Production Center, IGNO, Delhi. He has 2 books in his credit and has contributed many articles and research papers in different research journals. Handing it over to you, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Director, Sir, Professor Ravi Kumar Gupta ji, Dean Ma'am, Professor Sangeeta Malik, all HODs, faculty members, and valued invited guest. It's my privilege to have been asked to deliver the vote of thanks here on this occasion. I, on the behalf of Maharaja Agrisena Institute of Management Studies and the entire team, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all who are gracing the occasion right now. A big thanks to Ms. Kajal Mittal, ma'am, a resource person of the day, for her efforts towards ORCID. You made it more interesting and simple, ma'am. Thank you. We also would like to acknowledge our gratitude for your effort and for exposing her knowledge on the subject ORCID. It was really a very wonderful presentation by you. And I think we all have learned a lot from you. Thank you. I may like to express my sincere thanks to Director Sir, Professor Ravi Kumar Gupta ji, who always motivated us for all academic initiatives and ever support. Thank you, sir. I also express my gratitude to Director General MEMS, Professor S.K. Garg sir, and Professor G.P. Govil sir, advisor mates, and all HODs, faculty member and staff, and the student coordinator who have been working since first day, and they are really doing a very commendable job. And I'm really very grateful to all those participants who are joining from different parts of the country and different organizations. Without you, it was really not a success journey. So thank you all for being a part of us, our academic journey in this workshop. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Coming to an end of this magnificent event, on behalf of MEMS family and the entire fraternity of the Institute, I would like to thank God Almighty for making today's event a grand success. A really heartfelt thanks to Ms. Kajal Mittal. Ma'am, your thoughts have widened the horizon of our minds and enlightened us with deeper insights on ORCID. Once again, thanking the entire dignitaries. Without them, this event wouldn't have been a successful one.
I request everyone to fill the feedback and assessment form. The link is provided in the chat box. Day 4 ends here. Hope to see you all tomorrow at the same time to learn about Google Scholar. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, girls. And thanks to Dr. Praveen Kumar Singh for providing the technical support. And thanks to